Yes, I've seen enough.
Anything?
Sorry. She was lying in the doorway to the bedroom. The bloke must have already been in the flat before she heard him.
And the eyewitness definitely saw a car?
Yep, parked up the end.
Well, the driver was an IC3.
IC3, yeah. Might have been a escape.
Really?
I don't know anything about it. I haven't burgled anyone, so there's no point going through all this.
The woman's in hospital, son.
Intensive care. Because whoever broke into her bedroom hit her hard enough to fracture her skull. So let's go through this all again, shall we?
Where were you?
When?
Earlier this morning.
I was at home. I wasn't there.
Oh, thanks, Marion. They in there?
Yes, they've started.
Thank you. Sorry I'm late.
In your flat, Mr. Tillett, we found a number of items we believe to be stolen.
A lawnmower.
It's mine.
On the 14th floor? What'd you do, Wayne? Mow the window box?
Somebody went onto the Parkmead estate, broke open a kitchen door, entered a flat, and when the female occupier disturbed him, he attacked her. Do you recognise that? I'm showing the suspect a blue crowbar.
Do you recognise that? It might help if you looked at it.
Do you recognise it?
Oh, it's mine.
The suspect has identified the blue crowbar with chip paint down one end and the word Empire embossed onto the side of it.
Where do you normally keep it?
In the toolbox in the hall.
Wasn't in the toolbox this morning, was it, eh? It was in your car.
You're not telling us the whole truth, are you, Wayne?
The Parkmead estate's exactly the sort of area we should be targeting. If you want to win hearts and minds, you've got to nick a few villains.
Which is what Operation Bumblebee is designed to do.
There is a 60-year-old woman who's had a home search 3 times in a fortnight.
And we're doing a son for receiving.
There are also people out there who've been burgled 3 times in the last year.
You build good community relations on the back of good law and order, Derek.
And you won't get good law and order without the consent of the people you're policing. We have to have the cooperation of the people who offend if we're going to find long-term solutions to the problems they create. They are going to have to stop offending. And as I see it, that's what my job is all about.
So you're saying...
Brownlow? Yes, of course. Frank? It's for you.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take care of it. All right. Sorry about that, sir. CPS on the phone. Do you mind if I go, sir?
Yes, of course.
So, a young woman sitting in her flat has her head smashed in.
Yeah, I've seen her. She was the wife of a community leader. I went to the hospital this morning.
What happened to you?
Sorry, Gov.
10:30, I said. You'd left it any longer, we'd have been wrapping parcels for the sick and needy. How's friend Tillett?
Danny's still with him, Gov. He's claiming he wasn't there.
Well, he's hardly likely to say anything else, is he?
Marsh Lane House.
Right. There's not much point in us supporting a young offenders project if the young offenders are still being stopped, mainly by uniform, while they're walking to the centre.
I don't see the problem.
Full attendance on the course is a condition of bail.
The project manager feels that the offenders are dropping off the course because, as they see it, they're being continually harassed by us on their way there, and it's not worth going.
With respect, sir, we can't be expected to treat individuals differently simply because they're attending Marsh Lane House.
I just want the right hand to know what the left hand's doing, Andrew, that's all.
These are convicted villains. They've been given a liberal alternative to custody, which leaves them on the streets, free to commit more offences. They shouldn't be surprised if we recognise them. Speaking as a representative of the right hand.
Not in the political sense, of course. Nothing from the Socko, sir. We're still questioning Tillett.
Tillett?
Yeah, formed for theft. He was pulled by traffic for a defective indicator, only he was half a mile from the burglary and he had a crowbar on the passenger seat.
What do you reckon?
Oh, he's claiming that someone else did the actual break-in. They were supposed to borrow the crowbar, but they never showed up.
You got a name?
No.
Amazing. Keep me posted.
Yes, Gov.
Frank, I'd like a word. Your office. Next time you desert the ship.
I'm sorry, Gov. But I mean all that caring and sharing nonsense.
It's called community liaison, Frank. We're all meant to be singing the same song.
Yeah? Well, I'm a bit stuck with the words.
Nobody said it would be easy, Derek.
No, sir. I'll put a memo in the parade book. Perhaps someone will realise that these lads are at large lawfully.
Yes, good idea. Oh, excuse me.
For what it's worth, sir, I'll make sure my relief are aware of the problem.
Thank you, Andrew. I'd appreciate that.
Philip! Caulfield.
So what are you saying, Mr. Tillett? You did it, or you didn't do it?
I've told you.
You're driving round the Parkmead. This is on the passenger seat. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, you can see how it looks, can't you?
Did you use this to get into a flat on the Parkmead?
No. So I was driving. How many more times?
So if you didn't use it, what was it doing in your car?
Chief Inspector Conway, I've got an appointment with the project coordinator.
Oh, I've missed you there.
Morning. I'm sorry I'm late.
No problem. Paul Gifford.
Mark Janner. String of juvenile offences and previous for burglary, threatening behaviour, handling. This guy's done a lot.
Until it's claiming Janner was going to borrow the crowbar off him to do a flat on a Parkmead.
Janner?
Yeah.
Yeah, I nicked him 2 years ago. He fancies himself as a bit of a gang leader.
Oh, spare me. Right, give him a tug.
It's mostly thefts, burglaries, bit of joyriding, and they build here as an alternative to custody. It's our Croft workshop. Information technology, it's our careers library.
How many offenders?
At the moment, 13.
Unlucky for some.
Right, lads. The bloke I told you about.
Morning. I'm Derek Conway, Community Liaison Officer at Sun Hill.
There's no sign round the front.
Right. There he is. Mark Janner? We'd like a word, Mark. There was a burglary earlier today.
I don't know anything.
Well, we'd still like a word. At the station, yeah?
What? I don't know nothing.
Well, it won't take long then, will it?
Look, what do you want to know? Just ask me.
At the station.
I'm late for the centre. Ah, this is a joke, man. I'm late. I've no time.
Hey!
What?
Didn't you hear me?
Yeah, didn't you hear me? I'm late.
Look, you're not doing yourself any favours. Mark Janner, I'm a...
Get off! You're right.
I'm all right. Get after him.
Which way did he go?
What do you expect? I can't live off the dole.
Well, some people manage.
30 quid a week. I can earn that in 5 minutes. Can't stereo.
What about getting caught?
You might do 100 before you got caught. That's $3,000. And anyway, they don't do anything to you. They only send you here.
What about the future? What if you meet someone and you want to settle down?
I don't have to worry about that. I go work for my uncle.
Tell you what, you give me 300 quid a week and I'll stop offending. That's fair, innit?
If Jano's not there, Suzi, there's another possibility. He's attending courses at Marsh Lane House.
Sarge.
He's not been seen since this morning.
I don't ever really think about the victims. They should have more security fitted.
Half of them want their gear to go anyway. For the insurance. I know this because I know a bloke who works in insurance reckons most people fiddle their claims, especially the ones who are well off.
I met somebody this morning who'd been burgled. She was in intensive care because somebody hit her. Well, she wasn't insured. And she wasn't well off either.
I said most people.
Well, how would you feel if it was your wife or girlfriend or your mum?
Be all right if it was my mum?
Yeah, Well, that's out of order, innit? A man shooting at a woman. No way.
Why not? I'm only here to observe. We're interested in projects like this as a way of reducing the crime rate.
Sure. Sun Hill.
What's the catch?
No catch, that's my job.
Prison. That's the answer. You won't get nowhere mucking around like this. It won't stop me doing it again. No way. The only thing people understand is if you do something to them.
Well, that's only one way of looking at it.
11 times I've been nicked. You're too scared to put people away.
I don't think that's true.
I'd rather go inside and do this crap.
Oh, look.
Where do you think you're going?
Where's the key? Look, Jenna, I'm arresting you!
Wait a minute!
You should have run when you had a chance.
Leave
That's
her
what
alone, will
I
ya?
told you to.
What are you going to do if she doesn't?
This is a joke, man. I ain't done nothing.
Shut up. Mark Janner, assault on a police officer and resisting arrest. Also wanted in connection with a burglary on the Parkmead estate.
You seen the FME with that yet?
She's on her way.
Right.
That other little tirade just had a go at Conway.
Mr. Janner. Detective Inspector Burnside.
Look, we all know who's responsible for the vast majority of property crime.
The fact that they're teenagers doesn't excuse anything.
Yeah, but it does explain.
Does it? When I take it we are allowed to understand behaviour without excusing it.
Look, I'm not that bothered what you do about Pender. He was wasting his time here, but Janner was trying to make it work for him. Really.
An officer has had her head cracked open.
Yeah, well, Janner's got problems.
He has now.
Which one? Police. Sorry.
In here, Gov.
Look, at least Janner's trying to get his act together. Out of all of them, I'd say he's the least likely to reoffend.
Look, what happened this morning?
The DSS. Look, he's trying to hang on to a flat and he can't get his rent paid. He's wound up about it. Look, I know that doesn't explain,
He
but...
is wanted in connection with a burglary.
We're looking for property believed to be unlawfully obtained. Crime and punishment.
Go. Nothing in the bedroom.
What?
Nothing, Gov.
I don't believe this.
What now?
We're going to take a look in your kitchen.
2-week photography course.
Who's the girl?
Elaine's his girlfriend. She helped him get the flat.
At the very least, General will be charged with assault, you know that.
Rule 1. While you're on the course, no trouble with the police. No exceptions.
So what'll happen then?
He'll go back to court for his original offences and get a custodial sentence. The one that he would have got if he hadn't been sent here. 2 years, then back on the streets.
We don't make the rules, you know.
And neither does he. But he was sticking to them anyway.
And we've got to do our job.
You told them your job was to help keep them out of prison. I just wanted to show you what Mark was capable of under the right circumstance if the system would give him a chance.
Right, found the station.
No way, you didn't find anything.
You're still wanted for questioning.
How can I be? You didn't find nothing.
The station!
Nah.
Mark.
Yeah.
Did we find anything in the flat?
No, sir.
But you still think he did it, yeah?
I don't know what to think, sir.
Look, he's been hassled by a uniform because he's got form. He's getting nowhere with the SS. We've picked him up, turned his flat over, found nothing.
He resisted arrest. 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 He I mean, have you seen the state of Suzi Croft?
But we didn't find anything, Frank.
It doesn't mean he didn't do it.
What you want doing with Pendergast?
Why did you run? This morning when you were stopped.
That's the 7th time of asking. What do you want me to say?
Why did you run?
I was late. They put it down on your report if you're late. And I was late yesterday, so I couldn't be late today.
You were late for Marsh Lane House?
Yeah. Look, the DSS should have paid me rent yesterday. I tried to get it sorted out this morning, only the queue took ages. When I came out, you were standing there. That was gonna make me later.
So you decided to assault a police officer and have it on your toes?
What's the point? What's the point if you're not gonna listen? I was late for Marsh Lane House, yeah? Late. They kick you off the course if you're late. I don't want to blow it just because you mixed me up with something I didn't do. It's important to me. I've been working at it. I want to stay out of prison.
So, because you were late...
What's the point? He's not even listening.
How well do you know the Parkmead estate?
Pretty well as it goes. It's where I try to catch the bus.
Well, you're refusing to be interviewed.
That what? You asked for it, didn't you? Ali pushed you. Can I...
Sit down. Can you give me one good reason why we shouldn't charge you with obstruction and let the court put you inside rather than waste a lot of time and money on your rehabilitation?
A reason?
Yes.
Not to put me inside. There isn't one, is there?
So what time did you catch the bus?
8:30.
And you went straight to the bus stop after you'd spoken to the officers in the area car?
And got a bus to the DSS. Look, I can't afford trouble. Any trouble. I'm out on bail. If I get another conviction, they'll send me straight down. I'll get 2 years for the theft, and God knows what for this. I never went on to the Parkmead, I swear.
How long have you been in your flat then, Mark?
6 weeks. Marshall Lane House got it fixed through the council.
You got a job lined up?
Not yet. Still looking. Hotel and catering. Look, I know I shouldn't have done what I did this morning, but I was late and you lot keep giving me this hassle. I'm sorry I hurt you.
Right.
I mean it. I shouldn't have done it.
No, you shouldn't have.
I'll second that.
I'm sorry.
It's a bit late for that now, isn't it?
Look, if Jana got stopped by the area car at the time he said he did...
If.
Yeah, if.
Check it with uniform, Suzi.
But if he got stopped and he caught the 8:30 bus, then there's no way he could have committed the burglary. He wouldn't have had enough time.
There's still Tillett's allegation.
Oh, for what it's worth. But Tillett's an active thief and a receiver. He's been found with a crowbar in his possession.
Well, I don't think his story's worth that much. Do you?
Yes, love, can I help you?
I've got some information concerning a burglary.
You sure it's a no further action, sir?
Yes, yes.
You're not charging him?
You think it'd do him any good?
A bus ticket?
Jana's girlfriend said she found it in his jacket pocket, so she brought it in.
So he was on the bus? You all right?
Yeah, no problem.
We're dropping Jana from the inquiry. You still want him done for assault?
Too right, Gov.
So what happens now?
Well, it's not really up to me.
But if you didn't find anything linking Jana with the burglary, what would happen if, just for once, we...
Drop the assault charge?
I was going to say confounded his expectations.
What about my expectations? I wasn't giving him any grief.
But if he didn't commit the burglary?
No. I'm sorry, sir. I don't see why we should let him off.
I'm not excusing what he's done, Suzi. If you want him charged, that's up to you. But he has apparently been making genuine attempts to sort his life out. He's got 1 week left at Marsh Lane House. If he's charged with assault now, he will go to prison.
Suzi? Oh, sorry, sir. The DCI's got a job for you when you're ready.
Gov.
Look, if Jan is sorting his life out, what is the good of sending him back to jail?
Look, will someone answer that, please?
Hello! Oi! Over here, open the door!
Sorted ourselves out.
Oi!
Wait there.
Open them up! Come on!
What's going on?
You'll be seen in a minute.
Like when?
You weren't locking up.
Charged him then, did you?
Oh, Jana? No, not yet, sir. But we will do. Suzi Croft doesn't like being assaulted. Can't say I blame her. Still, at least there were no bones broken. Well, not on our side, anyway.
We just heard from the hospital. A woman from the burglary's off the critical list.
You sending someone down to interview her?
Yeah, Croft. My money's on the bloke that put Jenna in the frame, Tillett. Still, she's going to be all right. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Let's hope so, eh?
Right, if you'd like to sign there.
Yeah, I know what to do.
You ready to charge the other one, Suzi?
Yes, Sarge.
Steve.
Oh, so you're leaving us, are you?
Total waste of time, mate. Wrongful arrest. It's a better deal there as well.
Pen.
Sorry. Yeah, Mark, don't worry about these lot. They never do anything, I tell ya.
Right. 2 seconds to get through that door. I'll do something you won't forget.
Get off of me. What are you talking about?
Right, Suzi. Let's get the other one done.
Sorry?
The assault.
It's all right, Sarge. I've changed my mind.
Landry and Stewart, only kids themselves. Married? Didn't ask.
Baby?
Bedroom. Looks straightforward.
Name?
Little girl, Gemma.
How old?
3 months.
Right. It's okay.
I'm Andrew Monroe, Sun Hill Police. And this is Polly Page. I really am very sorry. Through there? Is Gemma through there?
No, wait. You can't. I mean, why are you here anyway?
In cases like this, sudden death, it's a legal requirement that the police are informed. Nothing to worry about. Would you prefer to come in with us? Polly. Push the door too. Now what?
Take a good look,
See, there's nothing suspicious. Blood, vomit, bruising, stuff like that. Anything internal would show up on the post-mortem.
Off you go then. See anything?
No, sir.
Floor? Walls?
Walls. I can't see anything, sir.
Right. Just pull the covers round her then. So, best get them out as soon as we can, hmm?
Sir.
I'm afraid I have to ask you a couple of questions. I'll be quick as I can. Can I have your full names, please?
Amanda Holmes. Stuart Cotterill.
You're, not married. Are you Gemma's father?
No.
He should be informed.
She don't know who it is.
Okay. And when did you first realise something was wrong?
She was cold and...
All right, that's okay for now. I think we'll take them all to casualty.
About 8:30. When Stu brought in my tea.
And she hadn't been ill or anything? Right. Thank you. The ambulance is going to take Gemma to St Hugh's now, and I think it'd be a good idea if you both went with her. Amanda, would you like to take Gemma out to the ambulance?
No, I can't.
That's okay.
I will, if that's all right.
All right?
Would you like to have a seat outside and Sister will take care of her? It's only for a few moments. Then you can go back in. Or you can be with her in the chapel if you prefer.
What's she gonna do?
Just a formal examination for the certificate. The death certificate. Sorry. Though you do realise, of course, that there will have to be a full post-mortem examination later.
What, cut her up? We don't want that.
It's the law, I'm afraid.
No, not Gemma.
But they might be able to find out what went wrong, so they can find a cure.
No, I ain't having it.
Okay.
Okay, sister.
Thank you, Doctor. Okay. Life pronounced extinct at 09:22.
Sorry?
I've got to record the exact time.
Yes, of course. Dr. Nita Chopra, Chopra. You might also put down that, to me, it looks like the baby's been hit on the back of the head. There's a large bruise under the hair.
I thought the name Stuart Cotterill rang a bell. I pulled him 5 years ago for burglary. He was 14, on the at-risk register, then into care. His dad was a thug, used to beat him up. And his mum. Anybody, in fact.
What about the mother, Amanda Holmes?
Nothing. What, you think like father, like son?
Yeah, maybe. Andrew.
Ready downstairs, sir.
Is the clock running?
Just helping with inquiries so far. They've been split up.
Good. Have you got anything from them?
Well, she pretty much clammed up once the doctor dropped the bombshell. He says he can't understand it. Maybe the baby banged her head on the side of the cot, or something.
It Can't happen.
The neighbours on either side can't throw much light on things. Mother's been taking these, though.
Lofepramin.
Probably for postnatal depression, according to the FME. We're trying to contact a GP to get some more background.
So overall, how do you read them?
Seem genuine enough.
But?
Well, Amanda didn't want anything to do with the body. Even go in the same room.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
No. Plus, they were both dead set against a post-mortem.
Well, there's nothing unusual in that either.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Right, thanks. Tosh?
Yes, sir.
You can lead with her, softly.
Help me relax.
Help you cope with everything, I would have thought.
I'm wound up, you know.
What about?
Everything. Gemma, Stu.
What's the problem with Gemma?
Dunno. Just doesn't like me.
How do you mean?
Dunno. Just screamed whenever I'll come near her.
It must be very difficult. What about Stuart?
More patient than me. Could handle her.
So why were you wound up by him? Because you said earlier you were wound up about everything. Gemma, Stuart.
Has he ever hurt you, Amanda?
No,
So what's the problem there, then?
ain't a problem. Just
Just what?
I'm worried he might go. You know.
So basically, you've got no idea at all how your little girl, your little daughter, got a large bruise on the back of her head. Did you do it? But you didn't really like her, did you? It's all right, Amanda, there's no law saying you have to. Did Stuart hurt her?
He loved her.
Yes, but he's not her real father, is he?
Good as. Better.
I thought you didn't know who her real father was.
I don't. At least Stuart stuck around.
Look, Manda, we don't know yet for sure what the cause of Gemma's death was, so that bruise might have nothing to do with it. We just want you to tell us how it came about. Because if you don't, and the post-mortem shows that Gemma's death was caused by a blow to the head, you and Stuart could be in serious trouble. So the best thing that you can do at this moment is tell us exactly what happened.
Won't get into trouble.
Well, I can't say until you tell me what's happened.
If it was an accident, I didn't mean it.
What?
It could have been me. I lost me Ragsy when I put her to bed. I'd give her a shake, but she just wouldn't shut up. So I just bunged her in her cot, stuffed her dummy in and left her.
Yeah, well, when you bunged her in the cot, did her head bang against anything?
I don't know.
What do you think, boss?
Well, it doesn't sound enough to have killed her.
Baby's skulls are pretty thin. And she could have given Gemma a real whack against the cot for all we know.
Says she wasn't knocked unconscious. I think we should swap him around, see what he has to say.
So perhaps you'd like to tell us about last night. How was Gemma? When she went to sleep? When you went to bed? That sort of thing.
She was fine. She went to sleep about 6:30.
What about Amanda and you?
I don't know. Same as usual, I suppose.
Which is what?
She crashes out around about 8 on the couch, wakes up, goes to bed about 10:30. I usually go a bit later.
Can't have much company for you, Amanda.
I don't mind. Anyway, she just had a baby, ain't she?
So who put Gemma to bed last night?
Amanda.
And that's usual?
Well, I do it, but I wanted to see the news.
And when you say Gemma was fine, was she asleep? I mean, was she just quiet or was she crying?
Crying.
And when Amanda took her into the bedroom, what was she like? Amanda?
All right.
And when she put Gemma to sleep? Did you hear anything?
I'm crying.
Nothing else? And what about when Manda came out?
Crying? It went on for a bit.
What did the crying sound like?
What do you mean?
Well, babies cry in different ways, you know that. They cry when they're hungry, when they're tired, when they're hurt.
He was just crying. I don't know, tired, you know.
When did it stop?
I don't know. Look, all this, it's hard, you know. Gemma was like mine, you know.
What time is it?
12:05.
Baby be having a bottle now. I should have one of my pills.
How do you know Manda didn't get up when you were asleep? Couldn't stand the crying or whatever? Did something to stop it?
No.
Why not?
Manda's not like that.
But she didn't really like Gemma, did she?
Well, that's not true. She just...
Just what?
Well, just switched off, that's all.
How do you mean?
Oh, I don't know. From Gemma, me. The hormones and stuff. The doctor said it wouldn't last forever. She'd get better soon.
Women in that state have been known to harm their babies, Stuart.
Not Manda.
How do you know?
I know.
Well, she thinks she might have...
Tosh.
Yeah?
Has anybody asked you if you want to drink at all since you've been here, Stuart? Would you like a coffee?
Yeah, thanks.
Tosh.
Yes, Gov, yeah.
Milk with sugar. Black for me, please.
Right.
Now, don't worry, Stuart. We're not out to get Amanda. There might be a perfectly innocent explanation for that bruise. Gemma may have banged her head on the rails of the cot, just like you said. My daughter used to do it. Scared as rotten. Anyway, the post-mortem might show it has nothing to do with their death at all.
Yeah, right.
So, you've had a pretty rough time of it by all accounts. Yeah, your dad. Taken into care. Tell me about him. Your dad.
What's he got to do with anything?
Well, I'm just curious, that's all. Reminds me of my old man, to tell the truth. He had a temper and all. Not so quick with his fists, perhaps, but I was still terrified of him. We all were. My mother, sisters. I couldn't wait to get out by the end. Didn't see him for years after. Not until just before he died, in fact. A shrunken old man in a hospital bed. It's hard to believe it was the same bloke. Where all that energy had gone, all that anger. Gave it to me, I reckon.
I ain't nothing like my dad.
Oh, no, I'm not saying you are. There aren't many blokes that do what you did. Take on another man's child. Amanda's very lucky, she knows it too. She really appreciates you.
Sorry.
Oh, there's nothing to be sorry about. There's one thing you learn in this business is that men can be just as sensitive as women. More sometimes. Things look clearer when you got kids, don't they? Have a different viewpoint somehow. It's tough though, isn't it, bringing them up?
Yeah, tell me about it.
Right. Ah, it's white, isn't it?
There you go. So.
Cheers. You know, sometimes I think it's even harder for the father than it is for the mother. Now, that's not a fashionable opinion, I know. But I mean, when my wife was pregnant with our first, she went into labour about 8 in the evening, and I rushed her to hospital. 3 hours later, it all stopped, you know, the contractions. And the midwife says, "You try and get some sleep, Mrs. Meadows." So she drifts off on the bed. I spend the night on the floor of the delivery room. There's not a thought for me. And the next day when she had our daughter, you know, I'm back and forth, I'm bringing things, I'm taking things, you know, I'm bringing up the family, I'm putting up cupboards. I've never been so busy. 2 days later, she comes home, she's as fresh as a daisy, and I'm on my knees. It's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
I expect you've been through that with Gemma.
Yeah, non-stop.
Had to look after them both in a way, didn't you? How do you manage it?
Oh, I don't know.
You must have loved them a lot.
Yeah. I mean, before Gemma, Amanda was... You could never keep her down. But then after, you could never get her up. Always just wanted to sleep.
Well, it's a permanent state if you're a parent. You know, it sometimes amazes me there aren't more accidents. I mean, you can understand it. I mean, you're dog-tired. You forget to check whether the baby bounds are secure or the high chair or whatever. It tips over and suddenly...
Didn't happen to Gemma.
No, I'm not saying it did.
I looked after her.
Good.
Sir.
Excuse me. Well, Stuart, just heard from St. Hughes. The probable cause of Gemma's death was a fractured skull. Now, we'll get the full post-mortem report later this afternoon, and that should tell us a lot more. But before it arrives, is there anything that you want to tell me? Only, so far you've said that Amanda wouldn't hurt Gemma, and you've just said it wasn't an accident. So that doesn't leave me many options, does it, Stuart? Kids change people. I know, I've got to. I mean, I was shocked. I don't just mean the nappies and sleepless nights and all that. I mean how I felt. And I was jealous of my own daughter, all the attention she was getting. There was one time I was listening to an old radio broadcast. It was made on the day that peace was declared in Europe at the end of the war. And I just burst into tears. There was another time I was up with our first. She was 5, 6 weeks old. It must have been about 4 in the morning. And I was walking up and down with her. She'd been crying, and I was trying to get her to sleep. And how can I describe it? I was patting her on the back. I was totally calm. And suddenly this rage came out of nowhere. And I shook her hard and I said, "Shut it!" Just like my dad. And then it went, just like that, back into the dark. You know what I mean? I mean, one minute you're calm and the next... I mean, you can understand it. And I'm sure a lot of parents with young children go through that at some stage. I expect you have with Gemma. Is that what happened last night, Stuart? You just snapped.
Yeah.
Well, before we go any further, I'm arresting you for the murder of Gemma Holmes.
Yeah.
You don't have to say anything, but anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
I couldn't help it.
How many you got in, Matt?
Just 4 at the moment, sir.
Book him, Matt. It's murder. Then we'll do a full interview.
Full name?
Man, I don't know nothing about what happened.
What did happen?
It's like you said. I was walking up and down in the sitting room. I've been up a couple of times already. I don't know what it was. Colleague or something. I was doing this sort of route march, a sort of chant thing. Gemma, 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 I loves little Gemma. It worked before. Only last night, I had her on my shoulder. She was screaming in my ear. Suddenly, just threw her.
What do you mean?
I just threw her. With 2 hands.
What, on the floor?
Just away. I heard this thud. Then nothing. She won't cry no more.
You think the CPS will go with us, eh? Murder?
Why not?
Well, it could be manslaughter. Extenuating circumstances.
Either way, he's looking at life. Different story, of course, if it had been the mother. The brief would say her hormones were all out of whack and get her off with a 2-year suspended.
Did you mean all that, by the way? About your daughter and everything?
No, she slept through from day one. Besides, we're not allowed to suffer from postnatal depression, are we? Thank you, Polly.
You got my pills?
Yes. Yeah, he's confessed to murder.
What about her? Can I see him?
Manda, he killed your baby.
But I love him.
Of the 6th and final round. A winner by a knockout, Martin Buckley.
He's got a terrific left hook. If he had more time to spend in the gym working on combinations, the rest of his training, he'd be one.
Hi, Ben. You know George, don't you?
No.
George, meet Mandy.
Hi, Mandy. Very pleased to meet you.
So, you'll introduce me, will you?
Yeah, sure.
George!
Oh, yeah? All right.
I'm just spotted you.
Yeah? Great result, eh? But look, this is Charlie Mason. Remember I mentioned to Martin that he should talk to him, yeah?
Mrs. Buckley.
Hello. You're the one who wants into the fight game.
Oh, well, I'm not looking for a licence, but I might be able to offer a bit of backup, you know, PR, sponsorship, financial advice, that sort of thing. More fun than the usual office stuff. Look, perhaps you go out and have a drink tonight, celebrate tonight, huh? No, I'm a bit of bubbly after a nice win.
Thanks.
All right, George?
Ah, look, sorry, I've got an early shift, you know it is. But, look, tell Martin well done, yeah? And I'll try and pop round and see him tomorrow.
All right, then. I'll see you later, George.
All right, see you later.
Come on in a sec.
Another time, maybe, though, yeah?
Sure, don't worry about it.
Nice one. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's all right. Cheers. Nice to meet you.
Martin, Charlie Mason, well done.
We heard the collision and rushed out. It was a young man, too confused to do anything but wait while you called the police.
Well, at least he didn't run off. Would you just wait for a moment, Mr. Khan? I'll be back in a sec, Reg.
Yeah, right.
Hi, Narika. Morning. Donna, do you remember a girl came in a week or so ago about an investment company that lost all her money for her? Yes. Was the name of the company Viceroy Financial Services Limited?
I think so, yes. Let me check.
Yep. Look, same name's just turned up on this insurance certificate.
We've had some complaints relating to a company called Viceroy Financial Services Limited, so I'd just like to ask you a few questions. Tell me, how did you come by this insurance?
The premiums in my old policy had just gone up. Then I saw a card in the local newsagents offering insurance advice. So I ran the number just to see if I could get a better deal.
And did you?
Oh, yes, a lot cheaper.
How much was the premium?
Only $255. I should have known.
How much had you been paying?
Well over $400. I suppose I always knew it was too good to be true. I have been stupid, haven't I?
So, you rang the number on the card in the newsagent's window?
Yes, and spoke to a very sensible, business-like chap. He sent me the forms and everything. It was all very straightforward. Just what is it you're concerned about? I don't understand.
There's a question mark over a company of this name. It may be nothing to worry about. Tell me, who did you make your cheque out to? Can you remember?
Financial Services. Viceroy Financial Services Limited.
And when was this?
Oh, just about a year ago, I think.
Let's have a look at the renewal date. And you wouldn't have marked the cheque account payee only?
No.
And you sent it to this address here on the insurance certificate?
No. He said a friend was passing my shop and would collect it.
Would you have kept a record of the telephone number?
Oh, yes. I have the phone number at home. You can always get through to one of those machines. Mr. Mason, Charlie, he said his name was, he always rang back very promptly.
Thank you very much for your help, Mr. Khan.
Charlie Mason, he wasn't at all pushy or smart aleck. So respectful and businesslike. That's what persuaded me. He seemed so genuine.
Goodbye, Mr. Khan.
Hang on a minute, Steve. What was all that about?
Possible bogus car insurance. Why? Do you know Mr. Khan?
No. Just interested, that's all. See you later.
Yeah.
An expanding little business, Viceroy Financial Services Limited, but it doesn't exactly smell of roses, does it?
So what you got so far?
Well, 3 weeks ago, Mr. Dove rang to say Viceroy Financial Services had gone silent on him and he'd invested nearly £7,000 with them. But he wasn't ready to make a complaint, said he was sure they'd be back in touch. I could find out whether they've resurfaced and whether it's the same Mr. Mason.
What else?
A Ms. Mandy Curtis, who gave one Charlie Mason 250 quid to invest for her in a company called, you'll never guess, Viceroy Financial Services Limited. Charlie Mason was very sorry, but something had gone wrong and the money was all gone. She wanted to know what we could do about it.
And what did we do?
Well, nothing, Gov. A couple of days later, she called in to say she'd seen Charlie Mason. Everything was all right again.
Lover's turf.
But now this too-good-to-be-true car insurance premiums from a card in a newsagent's window.
We're sharp of Narika to spot the name.
This Charlie Mason, what we got on him?
Nothing under this name, and we've got nothing else to go on so far.
Go and make him welcome, Danny.
Miss Curtis?
Yeah?
Detective Sergeant Pearce, Sunhill. You made a complaint a week ago about some investments and then withdrew it.
There you go, and it's all right. Liz knows all about it. Do you want to sit down?
You gave Charlie Mason £250 to invest for you in a company called Viceroy Financial Services Limited.
Yeah, that's right.
How did you meet Mr. Mason?
Charlie, some party, I forget. He got me the job doing the round card in the ring at boxing matches. Knows a lot of people in that world.
Oh, what is he then, a manager?
No, not really. Just likes to hang around the gyms.
So, how did the question of your investments come up?
Dunno. I said I was hopeless with my money and he offered to invest it for me. Seemed like a good way to save.
Did he give you a receipt?
Oh, yeah, sure. Charlie's a proper businessman.
So what went wrong?
Charlie said the stocks went bust or something. I didn't understand. It wasn't his fault. It was that Viceroy place. There was nothing he could do about it. But he said he was really sorry.
If Charlie has done something wrong and it is his fault, would you make a statement?
Well, the thing is, it's all cash, isn't it? Charlie said I had to be careful because of the tax man and everything. He doesn't want me to get into any sort of trouble.
Mrs. Dove?
Yes?
Detective Sergeant Pearce, Sunhill.
Oh, yes.
Tell me, how did you meet Mr. Mason?
I worked for 20 years for Montana Limited, the plastics factory up on the bypass. I was just coming up to retirement when they had to close down. Well, Mr. Mason telephoned to say how rotten he thought it was, the factory going suddenly like that.
Well, how did he get your name?
Oh, it was all in the papers. Somebody interviewed me. There was a photo.
And how did the talk come round to money?
Well, we got to chatting. I thought it was kind of him to ring up like that, and I mentioned I had a little sum in redundancy and I didn't know what to do with it for the best. He offered to help. Those are all the regular reports he sent us.
He was ever so helpful like that.
Come on, take a look.
Not that we understand much of this financial jargon.
And how did you hand over the money? By cheque, presumably?
We had the cheque already. Then Mr. Mason rang to say he hadn't realised, but the bond offer was closing. And the cheque might not clear in time, so he asked that I get the money out of the bank right away, and he'd send a messenger over to pick it up.
On a motorbike with a big crash helmet. It was rather exciting.
And did you get a receipt?
Well, of course I did. It's in that envelope.
It's from a Viceroy Financial Services Limited. Doesn't say anything about Charlie Mason.
Oh, that's right.
Did you discuss this step with anyone? Your bank manager, for example?
No.
So what happened then?
Well, nothing really. Then Wendy thought she might like to use some of the money to go and visit her sister in Australia. So I rang up Mr. Mason to see if we could cash in a bit of the investment. But he said it was a really bad time to do that. But with the market being so low, it was a very good time to buy. So we put in another £500 we had set aside in the post office.
And this is the receipt?
Yes.
Also in cash?
Oh, yes. Yes, it was, wasn't it, Wendy?
Yes.
And then?
Oh. Since then, we haven't heard anything from him. No monthly reports, nothing. We were worried in case something had happened to him.
Mr. Dove, has it never occurred to you that Mr. Mason may have just taken your money and run?
Oh, no. Not Mr. Mason. He was always so kind and helpful.
Where did you meet with Mr. Mason? Did he come here?
We never met him. We could write to him at the company address, or we could leave a message on an answer phone and he'd ring back.
He was always so busy, you see. Oh, that was why it was so kind of him to bother with us the way he did. I do hope nothing unfortunate's happened to him.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty easy to let yourself be taken in. I mean, if you like someone, you don't go looking for reasons to distrust them, do you?
And your Charlie boy seems to have a real skill when it comes to picking out the suckers.
Even if we get Charlie Mason in the dock, Mrs. Dove will just ask the judge not to be too hard on him, then start knitting him a woolly jumper.
So where do you go next?
I'm off to see if this Viceroy house actually exists.
Well, follow the yellow brick road. What's the matter, George? Invested all your millions in this Viceroy firm, then, have you?
Just lay off, will you? Is the registered office of Viceroy Financial Services Limited here?
Nah, it's all residential, mate. No offices.
You ever delivered any letters to a Charlie Mason?
Nah, sorry, Gov. Never heard of him.
Thanks. Sierra Oscar from DS Pearce, receiving over.
Sierra Oscar receiving. Go ahead, Danny.
Local boxing gyms, Bob. Know of any?
One down near Loughton Road. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. 218's your man. You receiving that, George?
George is a bit busy at the moment, Sarge.
Well, ask him what local boxing gyms he knows, will you?
Sarge wants to know of any local boxing gyms.
Why, who wants to know?
Just give us some names first.
Oh, well, there's one behind the White Hart on Sunbury Terrace, and another one on Loughton Road. It's not about Charlie Mason, is it?
He says Sunbury Terrace behind the White Hart and Loughton Road. Is it DS Pearce wants to know?
Yes, why?
Nothing, Sarge, just idle curiosity. You going to tell me what all this is about, then?
Oh, I've got a mate. That boxer whose fight I was telling you about. The one who could be a really good contender, yeah? I introduced him to Charlie Mason last night.
Well, that's his problem, isn't it?
Mason said that he was looking for promising fighters to promote. I said that he should take a look at Martin. Martin trusts me. I suppose he reckons...
Yeah, being a copper means you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It looks like he was wrong, doesn't it?
You know, I'm not sure that Martin can even read that well. If Mason's given her a contract to sign... Oh.
Come on, I don't want to see a row here. Come on, I want to see a fight. Come on, turn him, turn him.
Just told I might find Charlie Mason here.
Yeah, that's him over there.
That's
Just watch this
Turn him. Good, good. Right game.
You ever box yourself?
No.
Nor me. Don't like the idea of getting hurt. So, what can I do for you?
Detective Sergeant Pearce, Scannell. I'd like to talk to you about a company called Viceroy Financial Services Limited.
I wondered when the feds would get onto that one.
You're expecting an investigation?
Look, this isn't such a great place to talk. Why don't I accompany you down the station? Isn't that the phrase?
Right. That'll be very helpful.
No problem. Should we take your car?
You going to see Pearce, then?
About what?
About your con-man friend, of course.
No way. I'd never live it down, would I?
Oh, come on, it's easy enough to get conned. Look at all them newspaper editors and politicians when Maxwell died saying what a great man he was.
Yeah, it's easy to look a right idiot and all.
You're going to look an even bigger idiot if it comes out some other way and they find out you kept stum about a potential witness.
Look, you don't reckon you could find out what they got on this Charlie Mason for me, do you? I mean, it might not even be the same bloke. Tosh might know.
You're really clutching at straws now, aren't you? Anyway, no way. You sort out your own mess.
Wouldn't you? Thanks a lot.
Chelsea, though, was I?
George, come in, come in.
All right, mate.
Hello, mate. Did really well last night.
Shame you didn't hang about. We had a great night out, didn't we?
Yeah, sorry about that.
What about the last punch?
Oh, yeah, never saw it coming, did he?
He didn't, did he? It sent him straight asleep. I am a contender.
Come on.
No, seriously, George, I am. Your mate Charlie said so. I'm going to make the undercard for the next big fight. Oh, listen, mate, I really got to thank you for putting Charlie onto me. He took us all out to a club after. He paid for everything.
Yeah, well, I need to talk to you about Charlie Mason, Marty.
Shall I make a coffee?
Cheers, yeah.
White, no sugar, right?
Please.
Tonight against Collins, and Collins has already shown that he can hit, finding his range so quickly and scoring.
I got eliminated in the second leg of this. You won the cup.
What's on your mind, mate?
Sunhill's investigating Charlie Mason for fraud. Bogus car insurance. It looks like he's done some old couple out of their last savings. Did you do a deal with him?
Yeah, I gave him all I earned on last night's fight. 400 quid. It's a sport, right? I turned pro so I wouldn't get hurt for free anymore. So what are you telling me?
Martin, I'm really sorry. But it looks like he's a con man.
You're not serious.
Look, what exactly did you decide with him?
Well, he's going to be my agent, right? He had what he called a standard contract on him. He takes a straight percentage off the top. Sandra! So I signed there and then.
Come in.
He was a friend of yours, so I reckoned he was OK. I thought, why hang about? Sandra!
Yes, give us a chance.
Where's that contract Charlie Mason gave
Yeah,
me?
hang on, I'll get it.
So why did you give him the whole 400?
Well, he takes his cut, then he invests the rest for me. Some scheme, I don't know. But there's an insurance policy with it to look after Sandra and the baby if I end up in like a coma. He'll manage the winnings for me. At the moment, I've still got my money coming from a window cleaning. This way, when I do start to take off, I've got something put by, so I can afford to give up my day job completely.
Viceroy Financial Services Limited. Look, Martin, I'm really sorry. The chances are you've been ripped off.
What do you mean you're sorry? All this, all that training for nothing. I didn't win no victory last night. Thanks to you and your friend, I got mugged. Look at me. 400 quid he took off me.
Yeah, it's my fault.
No. No, it's not. It's not your fault. It's you and me both. We've been conned. But it's that Charlie that's done it. And I'll have him for that.
Martin.
Don't worry, love. I can box cleverer than any of you think. I want to see your governors, right? I want to get this sorted now. No one pulls a fast one on me. No one.
Right.
Interview with Charlie Mason commences at 3:15. DS Pearce and DC Lyons present. Mr. Mason, you do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Oh, great. Well, you have to do that every time?
Do you understand?
Oh, so you want me to say it for the tape? Yes, I understand. Now, you wanted to know about Viceroy Financial Services Limited?
Please.
Well, I can very simply tell you everything I know. A friend of mine, Paddy O'Brien, said he wanted a sexy address for a business venture. Well, I told him that my girlfriend lived in Viceroy House. Why not use that? But what he really needed was the actual address, not just the name. Anyway, he told me it was all strictly legit.
If it was all strictly legit, why weren't you surprised when I came looking for you?
Oh, well, I heard Paddy'd been using my name. When I went to look for him, he disappeared. Must have gone back to Ireland. So I guess that maybe it wasn't as straight as I thought. It's simple, isn't it?
And do you know a Mr. Faisal Khan?
No.
Mr. and Mrs. Stanley Dove?
No.
How about Mandy Curtis?
Oh, yeah, I know her.
You invest any money for her?
Is that what she says?
That's what she says.
Oh, Mandy. She's a sweet kid. She could make a hot page 3 model. But her IQ is strictly room temperature. You met her? Well, the lights are on, but there's no one at home, right?
She says she gave you £250 to invest for her.
No. She's confused.
Is that all you've got to say?
Well, what else is there to say?
I'm showing Mr. Mason regular reports received by Mr. and Mrs. Dove from Viceroy Financial Services Limited.
Is this what Paddy was up to?
This is what people receive from a man calling himself Charlie Mason. Oh, and no one has yet mentioned an Irish accent.
No, I'm afraid I can't help you. I know nothing about this apart from what I've already told you. Some people just don't care about their money, you know that? What they want is just to exchange it for a little piece of the action. They see the world out there and they want to join in any way they can. If they can't be a part of the big limos and the bright lights and the expense accounts, then they can send out just a little bit of themselves by investing, by buying just a little piece of the cake.
Is that so? Sounds a bit 80s to me.
Maybe. But when people look back, it's the good times they remember.
And these brochures are about people having good times, are they? Going with the flow. We're going to have to let him go. Even if we got him to court on the circumstantial evidence, he'd just charm his way through any jury. We got no one who can say they actually handed over any money to him.
Even if we had a direct witness, it'd take a brave man to stand up in court and admit to being a total sucker. See, that's the trouble with fraud. The victims don't even like admitting to themselves that they're being had.
And it's not like mugging, is it, where you know you're going to get a sympathetic ear? Having somebody snigger at you for making a prat of yourself. Yeah?
Sir, this is Martin Buckley. He's a witness in the Charlie Mason case.
He took 400 quid off me last night.
Yeah, with a bogus contract from a company which I bet doesn't even exist.
Well. Obtaining money by deception. Looks like someone did get mugged.